Hello, sunshines. This is Coach Stacy here, and I'm so freaking excited right now for this podcast. Welcome to Safe Space with Stacy podcast. I am your host, Coach Stacy. I go by Stacy Christine. Actually, that is my name. Today, I am not the coach. Today, I am just the facilitator of powerful conversations to uplift the world, but especially us women. All right, so I'm getting ready to bring on an amazing guest. Her name is Chelsea Guerrillo. I pray that I didn't slaughter her name, but Chelsea has actually been one of my mentors for about the last 5 years. She's one of the most inspiring people that I've ever met in my entire life. She is also a powerhouse woman. And so this conversation is going to be so inspiring for the people that are going to be joining, and I'm really, really excited for this conversation. I pray that this conversation is real, it's raw, it strikes a chord, and that it empowers you to go out and be the best version of yourself by turning your pain into power. So I'm gonna see if I think she has to join, and then I can invite her. Welcome, Darlene, one of my other favorite people in the whole entire world. Yeah, let's deliver me from my enemies. Okay, yep. Thank you for listening while you're driving. I appreciate you. I'm your voice in your head in the car because you tell me you listen to my Soulful Saturdays with Stacy in your car. So my voice penetrates that car, huh? Can't wait to hear this with you too. I love it. Hey, Chrissy, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited for this conversation. So excited. Let me make sure. Do 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 do. I swear I hit the right button. Deliver me. Let's go. Guess who's coming in the building? Guess who's coming in the building? We got a powerhouse coming into the building. Hey!
Let me get a filter, girl, because after this gym, I just wasn't able to, I didn't have much time to do much. So
Completely
the filter I like is
understand.
not on here though. So I might just have to, okay, we might just have to thug it out. How are you, babe?
I'm amazing. How are
Oh, it's
you?
so good to see you, my
I
love.
know you are such a precious soul. It is so amazing to
Oh,
see you as well. I completely understand about coming from the gym and like getting the filter on because I just
looking
got finished working
rough.
out too. My
Looking
MAC
rough.
cosmetic skills kicked in. I did a 10-minute beat real fast.
That's right. Okay, us glam girls know how to get it together quite quickly, but I just
You
didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me this time.
no, it's quite all
But I
right.
got my coffee. I got
That's
my Celsius, so I'm awake for you.
That's what's
I'm
up.
ready for this.
And I appreciate you for being awake because you are a woke soul over here, okay?
Babe, I try.
So,
Hold on to
for
two
anybody
seconds.
who has never joined any of my podcasts, this is actually
Thank you.
season
Thought
three,
I had it
and
down.
I'm doing this in a different way. I'm doing this live on social media because I truly, honestly want authentic, real, unedited conversations to happen. They are needed. No offense, Chelsea, but the AI world. The AI
Right?
world will have you faked out with somebody that you is mesmerizing, but it's not an actual
Not real.
human being,
Right.
right?
They can say
Um,
anything. Exactly.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. And so I feel as though real, true, authentic conversations is needed in this world. And you have been an original girly in my podcast. This is your third time showing up for me. And that is one thing that I could probably cry
Awesome.
about because you have always shown up for me since I started my business. How I'm not even 5 minutes in and I'm already crying.
Don't you fucking do it. I told Steph, I said, Steph, I'm not doing my makeup. I know what Stacey's coming to do. I'm not about to play with her. And you better fucking leave me alone. Okay. We are not going down this rat. She over here laughing. Look, don't start. She already cried. Stop. I love you though. I love you. Oh God.
I love you so much more. So you have been such a positive influence in my life in so many ways. I have to give you your flowers before we even get into this conversation because if it wasn't for you, I honestly wouldn't have believed in myself to keep on pushing myself to be
Oh
the
gosh.
coach that I
Please.
am today, to invest in myself. Like I always invested in myself. Like I've been a powerhouse in the beauty world for the longest
Yes.
time, but it's a different entity when you're showing up with the wisdom that you know, with the wisdom that you have inside of you, and knowing that you can help somebody else, right? It's a different entity besides
It
putting
is.
on makeup or doing somebody's hair, right? And so to see you go from your pain to power in so many different ways and continue to evolve and continue to uplift the people that are around you and bring people along with you like me, little old me. I just thank you and I love you from the bottom of my heart for always
Thank you.
showing up for me. You have no
Thank you.
idea.
Always, babe. Always. And thank you for showing up for me too. I really, really appreciate it. I'm trying not to freaking cry. Jesus. But, but yes, I will always show up for you guys. That's been my promise. And you guys show up for me too. Because this stuff is definitely healing for me. It's therapeutic for me to know that just the reciprocation and the appreciation, like I go where I'm needed and wanted and where I can feel like I'm appreciated and needed and wanted. And that's why I love having a student base. I love having a community because I know I show up and I give you guys what you need. And in turn, that love, that appreciation, that all of that comes back to me and it fills my cup in ways that I can't even express. So
Yeah.
I love you guys. I will never stop showing up for you guys. I don't know what route I'm always going to be on, but whatever it is, I'm always going to extend my hand and be like, y'all are welcome to come along with me because I know what it feels like to feel lost and not
Mhm.
have those guiding lights. And I appreciate those that show up for me as the guiding lights in my life. And they don't understand like what that means to me because it's so rare to have people that just give without needing or wanting anything back, but that like personal fulfillment and joy out of just the interaction. I value genuine, transparent interactions so much. And we're all so real and transparent with each other. And that just, it keeps me going. So I love you.
Love you
And I'm so
more.
proud of how much you've gone through so much too. And you're relentless, your drive, your effort, the way you show up. The one thing I love about you so much is like you are always willing to serve for anything. Like you come with such a serving spirit and giving spirit. And I just love that so much about you. I know that I can always like lean on you to provide value and to support other women. And we all see that in you. And it's just like the biggest, it's such a gift to be that way. And it's so appreciated. And that's why you got to make sure you give to people who pour back into you too, because people like that and people like us, like it's easy to give, and not have your cup replenished. And so I love you. And thank you for all that you do for me, for our community, for the members of our community. You're just an amazing woman, and I love you.
I appreciate you and love you so much more. Can you see the comments whenever they're coming in or no?
I can't see the comment.
Okay. Uh-oh, she accidentally left. I will read Darlene's comment whenever she comes back. This is live, unedited, and unfiltered. All right? Oh, she back. We ain't playing over here. We ain't playing.
Sorry about that. I don't even know what
It's
happened.
it's a-okay. I wanted
I,
to
I
ask
see
you.
Darlene. I see I'm here. I see
Okay,
a couple comments. Yeah,
okay,
I think
perfect.
now. I didn't see
One
them
thing
before, but I
that
see them now.
Darlene said was I had to pull over because she said that she was driving. I had to pull over
Oh,
and just say thank you to both of you for being genuine and truly caring for your students. Love you both.
oh, I love that. I love you guys so much. Darlene, I love y'all. Y'all my OGs. Like we started this day one, like we go way back. So the fact that you guys are still rocking with me, I think that really speaks volumes, you know?
Yes, it absolutely
Um,
does.
it really does. Like you guys have seen the, the growth from day one. You've transcended with me through so many different just challenges, milestones, ups, downs, and I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you guys are tuning in to our live.
Absolutely. So, hold on, one more comment and then we're going to get into this. Jackie says, my first time and I had to take a break to listen to you guys turning pain into power. Come on now. Thank you for the segue,
Let's
Jackie. I
go.
appreciate you. So, this
Perfect
live is all
segue.
about turning pain into power. I literally just posted my story on my timeline about how I went through pain from my mom being an alcoholic, abusive person, which led me to an alcoholic, abusive husband, which led me to a domestic violence shelter, on top of realizing that I was running from my mom's pain since I was young. And she was
Mm.
never vulnerable enough to tell me about the things that she went through in order to prepare me to not go through the same things. So I chose myself to make sure that I am so vulnerable and so open to my son so he doesn't have to live through the same pains as me in his own way, right? But I also chose to turn my pain into power to empower beautiful people that are on this live right now, beautiful people that God sends to me to be able to help serve. And so I know your story like the back of my hand. We have so much in common.
Crazy.
It is insane. It's not, it's actually, it's all God. Like, that's the
It's
reason.
alignment. It's just
Exactly.
alignment is what it
Exactly.
is. But like when you meet little twins that you have out here in the universe and you're just like, well, damn, like where you been?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aw, thanks. I'm glowing. It's like sweat mixed with like serum from this morning. But thanks, Boo. I appreciate y'all rarely see me without a filter. You're lucky I couldn't get my technology going this morning. So you're getting real raw and
we
uncut version right now.
For sure, and that's why we're here, honey. Okay, we're
I
here to
love it.
let people know like this is real sugar honey iced tea up in these streets, and there is
Period.
it
Period.
is not it's not just us that can turn our pain into power. Everybody can turn their pain into power, and at the end of the day, your story can be somebody else's survival guide. And so
Period.
that's why I like to have these real, raw conversations, is because just one little incident of your story can help empower somebody to leave that toxic relationship, can help empower somebody to get the bag, to get their financials
Period.
together so that they can not have to worry about being in any kind of toxic relationships anymore and build themselves up. So let's go ahead and start, because there's not a lot of people that really know where this drive came from you.
Oh
So
God.
wherever you want to start, it's completely up to you. We're having, I know there's a lot. Girl, I said my story. I had to share my story because I'm writing a book. And it took me, I recorded my voice and it took me 11 hours to really share my entire
Girl.
story.
I'm so glad you did it.
It
I'm
gets
so glad you
deep.
did it. It gets deep, right? That
It
was
gets
like my
deep.
memoir. Girl, we recorded the memoir and it took months. Like getting all of that out and all of that pain out there like that. I remember me and my assistant at the time, like we would carve out a couple hours every work day and just like smoke out my whole office, just dim the lights, light LED lights, and we would just be in there blowing it down while I would just like script out everything I wanted to put in the memoir and then do it through audible. What is it? Audible, not audible,
Audible,
but audio
audibly. Yeah, gotcha.
audibly.
Mhm.
And that for me was like the most rawest shit. Like it's one thing to write out your thoughts and your feelings, but to say, you know what, I want to actually speak this out. I want y'all to hear it coming from me. That shit took everything out of me, boy. Everything. I was in there like oh, going through it. But I had to get it out for you guys. I just needed y'all to know that this didn't happen, in no type of like glorified way. I wasn't, I've always been like a fiery type of person, spicy type of person, someone who like believed that she could accomplish everything or anything or whatever. But I didn't really know how to activate that really. And I think I don't know, just being born into a strong, born. with a very strong mom who empowered me to just always believe in myself and always just, go out here and get it, never rely on anyone because it's just you at the end of the day. Like, whether you have a man or not, like, you are your own individual and you have the capability of creating and crafting the life that you want for yourself. And so every decision matters. Like, at a young age, like, she just really instilled that in me. Like, your decisions are going to amount to the woman that you become one day. So be very wise and mindful about the actions, the things that you do, the people that you accept into your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be mindful because choices, that's what leads you to your final destination. So just having a very strong mom who instilled certain values in me and strength in me from day one has definitely helped me become the woman that I am. Um, and then just, going through life and experiencing some of the challenges that I think is just a part of life, showed me that, like, damn, she was right. As much as I want to always see the good in others, or I want to, you know, go through life like fairy tale land, shit happens. And sometimes those things that do happen remind you, like, you really, you not to say, I'm not saying it in a negative way, like, you can only depend on you, or it's only you, it's yourself, yourself, yourself. But in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if all were to go right, if somebody were to pass away that you were relying on, if somebody, it's not always about, oh, he did you wrong or she did you wrong, or you were forced to empower yourself. To sometimes life just lifes, and the people that you thought would always be there just aren't. And you just realize, like, it really is, you're born in this world alone and you're going to go out alone. And anything that you want to achieve in life, you have to turn inward first. And so I've been in circumstances in my life where I feel like I gave people a little bit too much control over my happiness or over my success or over my decision making or whatever the case may be. And they've fallen short. And I have to take accountability for giving them so much power over my life and my destiny, And so I think, the resilience that I have and the drive that I have just comes from realizing that I wasted a lot of time at certain phases of my life, being lost, being confused, and looking for other people to guide me with their light and their advice, and their just not, just, I don't know, just looking for that. And when you realize that those things don't always evolve into being the things that you envision in your mind, you're like, damn, I gave my power away. That person didn't have my vision. That person didn't understand what I was trying to craft and create for myself. So it's not that they're bad or wrong or whatever the case, but I can't be irritated or annoyed at the misalignment when I gave them all of my power that I really should have been cultivating for myself, because I had the vision. I knew what I was looking for. I knew the end result that I wanted. So why did I give that to someone else? Why was I sitting here waiting for someone to give me the thing that I saw so clearly for myself? And so I think that's where my drive comes from, that realizing that when water down your path by involving other people and then giving them a piece of it, like, okay, this is your responsibility to help me with. No, like, we have the power within us. And so once I took my power back and I realized, like, okay, I got to be productive with my time, I got to be intentional about my time, I have to be focused, I have to be clear, I have to be aligned with where I'm saying I want to go. Once you turn inward and you stop looking for all the answers around you and from people around you, you're like, damn, I'm a powerful motherfucker. Like, I should have been just pouring into me, not to be selfish, but I'm so much more of a force when I just become the best version of myself. I can help so many more people. I can help myself better, my family better. I can inspire others, but giving away your power ultimately sets you back.
Absolutely.
So that's where my drive comes from learning the hard way that the quickest way to get to where you want to go and to accomplish the things that you set out is by literally focusing inward and making it happen for yourself, and being disappointed time and time again when I've given that power away to people that were not put on this earth to help me reach my fullest potential. It's a gift and a blessing to meet people like you or people who help me along my way, but it is not anyone's responsibility. Not my husband, not my kid, no one. Like, that's between me and God to fulfill that purpose and the vision that He put in my heart. And so, yeah.
Love that. That's one thing that I say like on every single call, especially on Soulful Saturdays with Stacy, almost every single live. I am always sharing the love hierarchy is what I call the love hierarchy because I had to learn it the hard way as well. Because especially being a mom, a wife, a girlfriend, a caretaker, you are pouring into everybody. They actually expect you to come out the womb taking care of the household. Like that's what they expect you to do. As soon as you're out, you're supposed to be taking care of the household. Like,
No,
no.
really.
And so I had to learn what I call the love hierarchy, which is love God first, yourself second, and everybody else third. And
I love that.
it doesn't matter if you are in a relationship, if you are a wife, you have to love God first, which is really truly internally your inner God, and
Yeah.
then yourself first. You choosing yourself first in everything that you do. And then everybody else's love will be an extra blessing. Everybody else's love is going to feel more authentic. They're going to feel the love that you have for yourself. It's going to overflow
It
into
radiates.
them. Yes,
Yes.
you radiate into them, and that's going to
Mhm.
empower them to love themselves more. That's going to
Exactly.
empower them to treat you better because as you're loving yourself more, your boundaries are intact. You ain't
Yeah.
letting nobody run you over anymore. You're not dating potential anymore.
Exactly.
We kind of discussed
Don't
that a
rile
little
them
bit
up. Don't
in
get them
here.
mad. Don't get them mad too early. Okay, don't piss them off too early. Like, I just don't understand, like, where all of the like how that ruffles feathers. Like,
Right.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, I digress.
It's okay. I completely understand. Because it's really truly on my heart right now too. For the most part, it's like because I've been through many toxic relationships because I didn't fully love myself unconditionally. I even thought that the last relationship was, I love me because I've been on my healing journey for like 3.5 years, and so I'm attracting this amazing person who's treating me like a princess. However, I realized he was a Me Too man. Anything that I would say would be Me Too, Me Too, Me Too. Yeah, I want to have that same thing as you. However, his actions didn't meet up. And so I ended up being
Mm.
trapped once again. And I truly will not, will
Oh,
not. Like, I'm at this point where I'm just like, no, we have to continue to, like I said, pour into God first, ourselves second, and then everybody else third, and watch somebody else's actions before we go and take any kind of big major step along with anybody. That could be business partners, that could be friendships, that could be running into the street and somebody is like just talking to you, right? You
yeah,
could feel somebody's energy, but you have to really truly read it and understand it and have your discernment. And the only way to really truly do that is being internally understanding and loving of yourself first and
I agree.
foremost. So
I
I
agree.
want the people that have not been on your journey to know like the story of you becoming a multimillionaire. I know it didn't happen overnight. More than likely, there was more lessons that came than success. And so, what are some of those lessons that you had as you were going through the ruffles of getting to the best version of yourself and making sure that you were financially free because of the previous experiences that you went through? What were some of the things that the roller coaster, the field trip and roller coaster of life that you had to go through?
Mm-mm-mm. I think the biggest lesson is that like truly everybody can't come. That's just what it is, like when you set out to be on this mission of like changing your life and evolving, you have to be really, really understanding and okay with the fact that like the current version of you is gonna have to die in order to evolve into more than potential, like you were talking about. And that part alone is pain right there, because you're starting this journey, you're ready, you're excited, but if you're being real with yourself, you know, the people around you currently may not be representing the version of you or the lifestyle and the decision making and the mindset of the person that you're trying to transcend into. And that alone is the most painful reality, because some of us move at different speeds than others. Some people have a different vision. Some people have a different level of expectation for themselves. Everybody's on their own timeline. You know what I mean? Some people, you know, they might feel very, 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 very accomplished because, you know, maybe they just moved out of their parents' home. You've been out of your parents' home for a decade. So for them, they're brand new, fresh out into the real world. Their first accolade, their first milestone to them is like, not to take away from it, but that same person who's so happy and proud of that accomplishment, as they should be, up against someone who maybe been on their own since 17, been grinding, been thugging it out, living here, living there, roommates on their own, all these things. Their level of speed or their version of what is successful or what is an accomplishment is going to be different. And so I don't know. I just feel like I've gone through one of the first biggest lessons I've learned is that, like, yeah, everyone can't come. The people you start with are probably not going to be the people that you end with. Um, and you have to just be okay with that from the beginning. You have to be okay and make that commitment to yourself that no matter who falls off this ride, this is your ride. And this is the ride that you have committed to fulfill your purpose, the one that God put you on here on this earth to fulfill. And you have to really find comfort in knowing that, you know, the people who are meant to be there with you along your journey, they're, you know, God will keep them there as long as they're meant to be there. And if they fall by the wayside, then that's their journey and that's their right and that's okay. But you have to be strong enough and focused enough to carry on and like not be derailed by someone else's version of what their success might look like. You know what I mean? It's so easy to water down your version because maybe you're associating yourself with people who are like, girl, you don't gotta do all that. You did that, you're good, because they are good. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have tunnel vision and be very, very intentional and clear about like what you want for yourself. Um, I've faced a lot of challenges, you know, like when I first started entrepreneurship, I was working hard, 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 you know, multiple jobs at a time if needed. Like I was always someone that just did what needed to be done and I didn't complain about it. I just showed up. I knew I wanted to live a certain way and I was willing to run myself ragged to provide that life. And it wasn't that lifestyle or anything. It's just shit. As a single woman, you know, it takes a lot to just self-sustain yourself. Forget luxury, forget like I couldn't afford anything nice. Like I was a working woman, fresh out of school, just trying to make it. You know what I mean? Like my standards weren't super high. I was literally just trying to survive, you know? So um I I don't know. I faced every challenge that you can imagine, just being someone who was not educated in finances or educated in how to properly structure a business, how to build a team, how to work with others, I didn't learn any of it. I didn't take any business school, like lessons in school. Like I went to school for psychology and criminal justice, like nothing that prepared me for hiring, firing, working with others, team building. Fuck, I don't even like no, I don't even get along with people for real. Like I'm a real private like I get along with my little group, but I'm not. I had to evolve into all of this. So all of it has been a learning curve. All of it has been a challenge. All of it, you know, my first year of business, I was right before we kicked off with business. I went from literally waiting for my refund, what do you call it? Like tax refund check. Like, oh my God, huh? Yeah, like waiting for money to come in from taxes and just like, you know, couldn't wait to get it so I could pay a mentor for the first time I ever invested in myself ever in life, to that first year in business, in 6 months, making my first ever $120,000 and being hit with my first ever tax bill, I was like, what the freak is this? Like, I just got $5,000 back from the IRS and now I owe how much to who? What? So all of this has been a complete, like, every step of it has new levels that I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It has not been easy, but it's just a matter of I know where I want to be and I have no choice but to be resilient along the way because we've never been here before. We're in uncharted. Like, I didn't have an example. I didn't have anybody before me letting me know, like, oh, that's normal. Yeah, you're going to get a tax bill now because you're doing well. Okay, yeah, now you need a CPA. You can't just do H&R Block. Like, you're out of there. Nobody told me any of these things. So I'm hitting my head and bumping my head every step of the way. But I learned quickly that if I had support and guidance and accountability in a community or that person who was wiser than me, if I were to just lean into that, which I never knew was like a cheat code of life. You
Right.
grow up and you're kind of sometimes taught to be more more pessimistic, more like, don't talk about your goals. Someone else might be mad at that and not want to help, negative. I never was taught like, honey, when you have a vision for something, there's people out here that will actually help you and aid you and give you resources and give you tips and give you, network and give you numbers of people who can help. It wasn't shed in a positive light. It was more so keep that private. They can steal from you. They'll take your idea. They'll run with it and get rich and you'll be broke. Like, it was never like that. So one of the biggest lessons I've learned, thank God, early in my journey was that I needed to be resourceful and trust that there were people out here that could help me and guide me and want to see me do well and trust that they would actually give me good advice, sometimes better than people that I trusted for free, my friends. Sometimes their advice was not the best. You know what I mean? So I had to learn to really lean on people that I didn't know, but that I could see were living at the standard in which I desired for my own life. And I had to take that initial step, like, you know what, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to leverage my resources, even though I don't know them. They're not really a resource yet. I see what I want in others. And instead of looking at that as, intimidation or competition or in a negative light, I was always just so inspired. And I think that that goes back to me being a celebrity makeup artist. Before I stepped into that field, I was never inspired by anybody. My mom, yes, but I don't even know if inspired by my mom is the right word. I think I was empowered by my mom. I think I saw my mom make certain moves and decisions that showed me early what not to do. And how to move from there. So I feel empowered by my mom, but I never really had anybody. I do love Oprah Winfrey, I will say that, and I am inspired by her. But aside from her, people be like, "What you think about Beyonce?" I don't think nothing about Beyonce. What the fuck she do for me? And I'm like, "What? I don't do. I don't do. I don't
Don't be
jock
talking about my
nobody." I
Beyonce.
listen. Look, everybody love. Okay, I don't jock nobody unless you out here really pouring into me and doing something for me. And Oprah did that. Like, I used to watch as a little girl. I used to watch her every day at 5, and I used to just feel so empowered. I'd be like, "Fucking that's my bitch, little ass girl,
I
little
didn't know what
ass."
I was watching, but that information that she got programmed into my mind.
Me too. I love me some
Hmm.
Oprah. I don't care
Me
what they say.
too.
I love her. She just really a real solid example of what a real strong fucking woman who been through some shit. Oprah's been through a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so anyway, but just realizing like there are people out here that you can like leverage, whether it's just watching them on TV or listening to a podcast, like, you know, putting the right information and pouring into yourself in the right way will allow you to reach new heights and accomplish the things that you set out to do. So I don't know, a lot of my pain comes from letdowns and from, like I said before, putting my what I had going on, the desires in my heart, giving that responsibility to other people and expecting them to make it grow, make it come to life for me, when whole time that was my responsibility. And so once you've been disappointed or if you feel let down, I don't even think I was let down by them. I let myself down by knowing I'm the force. I'm the vision behind all this. Why would you give that responsibility away when that was yours to keep and to manifest for yourself and cultivate for yourself? And that's just what it is. So realizing that early just made me really see that, like, I'm the one in control. I'm the one with the power to make my dreams come true, me and God. And anything that doesn't fall in line with that can't really be, you're not bigger than this program at all. Nothing and nobody will be bigger than this program because I'm God led. Like I really feel like my purpose and my mission, like God is so proud of me for being on this path that if you come in my life and you're not rocking with this movement, you're not sent by God because I'm only here to help others. I'm only here to be the best version of myself and to give the best version of myself. So if you don't rock with that movement, you can't be sent from a good place. If you're not here to help me, like, do bigger and better than what I'm doing for myself in that regard, then you can't be for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
once I really started believing that and like feeling like that, if you don't, if you fall by the wayside, I just take it as like, okay, God has eliminated and removed something that was not going to help me fulfill my purpose and my promise to Him, which was to give back and help as many people, you know? So those are the biggest lessons I've learned is that it's all within you. You know, it's all within you and it's your responsibility to make your dreams come true, to make your life become what it's going to become. It's on us and we have to really take accountability for the power that we give away to others throughout our pursuit of success or happiness.
Mm, absolutely. There's a couple things that you said that I want to like reiterate on. And you first dropped a cheat code. Okay. You guys, it probably went right over you guys' head, but you dropped the cheat code, and that's investing into people who you aspire to be just like. That is a cheat code for
It
you to
is.
excel and accelerate into this world, into the your heart's desires, the dreams that you have for yourself. So investing into mentorship, a coach, some sort of program that will get you to the end results that you want, it's a cheat code. I no offense, my son is in a senior in high school right now and he's looking into colleges, but I think colleges are a freaking scam.
For sure. Right, don't for sure. They are.
Like you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to learn from somebody who probably didn't even do that in real life in the first place. They just got hired as a professor. And
Exactly.
so you're literally taking out a loan to the government. That's all that is, okay? And so when you do invest into some sort of mentor, some sort of coach, and you really do use your discernment, do your research too, make sure that they are living the life that they are promoting because I know a lot of people got scammed in the past 5 years since COVID, and I'm so, so, so sorry for that. But you really have to use your own discernment to make sure that they are doing exactly what they say they're going to do. And when they are doing exactly what you want to do and you invest into them, that is priceless information that can never be taken away from you. It can never be taken away. That wisdom that you get is a cheat code to accelerate your growth. So that was one thing that I'm sure went over somebody's head right there. Stop being scared to invest into yourself, especially whenever you know that you are meant for more into your life. I know Darlene is not scared to invest into herself. I love
He's
her so
not.
much.
None of my students, right.
Right.
Because it's like you understand that so much of it is mindset. And if you're not born into a family that can guide you and show you how to work smarter or how to believe in yourself, it's literally your responsibility to realize that. And instead of being sad and bitter and mad, oh, why was I born into this family? Why do I have these friends? Why couldn't my parents be rich? Why couldn't I be a trust fund baby? You go out here and find somebody who is representing the life that you want and make that your family. Like, not in a real sense, but you could pay to get in the room. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that from the beginning, not the first 6 months, but once I realized the power of mentorship and how much investing in a mentor, someone who's smarter than me, got me so fucking quickly. That first month, $21,000, I went from negative, 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 or 1,000 profit. Well, nothing, like minimal, to 1 month investing $4,000. I'd never invested $4,000 into anything in my entire life. So that for me was the biggest quantum leap. You know, like we talk about praising baby steps don't get shit done. I, as much as like even I say it, like just take the first step, take the step, take the, you're not gonna get that thrill, that major like feeling of like I did that shit. You're, that's not gonna come with baby steps. It's just not like you have to take that quantum leap. You have to take that leap that scares the shit out of you, because that's the one that's gonna make you be like, well, no, 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 I'm not sleeping in today. I just paid 4 bands. Like, wake up. You know what I mean? The one that's like, no, you're not going to
People,
bed at 8 o'clock tonight. You're
when
staying up
people
and you're
pay,
gonna,
they pay attention. When people
that's
pay, they
just
pay
what it
attention.
is, you know?
Hmm.
And so instead of being so mad about your environment, your circumstances, your this and that, your limitations, go find the people that are doing the damn thing that you want and you desire, and then say, what do I have to do to get in your community, in your space, to get on your wavelength? Do I have to pay you to show me the way? Can I serve my way in? Do you need any help? Can I pull up and while you're teaching your class, I can wash your car so that you don't have to go to the car wash, and then maybe that 30-minute car wash that you were gonna get, since I already did it, maybe I could sit at a table with you for 15 minutes and just get a gem or two. Can I
Come
ask you
on
some
now.
questions? Can I interview you? Can I just,
Drop
is there
it.
anything that you need? Oh, you have a community? Do you need a moderator? Do you need somebody to answer some questions in there for you? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's it. You're either gonna, in life, you're either gonna pay your way in or you're gonna serve your way in. And a lot of people got too much ego to do either one. And that's why they stay stuck. They feel bigger and they feel more ego stroked around a bunch of small minded friends that have always been there, that are gonna co sign them and pat them on the back for doing fucking the bare minimum, instead of putting themselves in rooms where they're the smallest
Hmm.
around a big room of fucking sharks. I want to be with the big dogs, okay? I don't ever want to be, nah, I'm not trying to be that girl of my group. Like, fuck that. I want to be the small fish in a room full of big motherfucking sharks. That's what I want. And I'm willing to pay whatever to get there. I've spent a lot of money investing in myself to go and sit next to millionaires and billionaires, period. Because why do I want to be in a room rubbing shoulders with a bunch of low frequency people? Why? That's gonna run me into the ground. That's gonna ruin everything I've worked for. Like, me lowering my frequency to connect with people who have never invested in themselves, who don't even believe in themselves enough to put their money where their mouth is. I can't sit with you and you can't sit with me. We're on two totally different playing fields. So understanding that was very humbling in the beginning, and it did come with some humility as well, because if I'm being transparent, up until entrepreneurship I had this shit in the bag. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I would walk into it, like, talk about ego, my ego was crushed through entrepreneurship. That's what I
Yeah.
became more humble in entrepreneurship. Before this shit, I had life on lock, my broke ass. Like, I had life on lock. You couldn't tell me shit. I was cute. What? I didn't even need money for anything. My standards, like, what did I really need? You know what I mean? But I would walk into a job and just be like, look good. And I just knew I could get anything I wanted. Like, every opportunity I ever wanted, it was a smile and a wave. And it would be like, oh, yeah, we'll give it to her. Right. Like, it was, I'm smart. I always carried myself well. I always spoke well. I always did good work. So it's like, resume, please. I've been working since I was 15. Like, I've done it all. Graduated with, like, I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it wasn't until entrepreneurship that I was like hitting a brick wall. Like, bro, why? Because there was no one to go to. Like, look, I look cute. Can you make me an entrepreneur? No, goofy. Like, no, this is not a job. You're not applying to work anywhere. This entrepreneurship is within yourself. Like, that's
Yeah.
something you gotta put together
The
piece by
personal
piece. You gotta
development
lay
game.
that foundation. You gotta have your personal, exactly. You gotta pour into yourself so you can believe that you can create something out of nothing. You're not walking into a place like, hey, do you see me? Do you feel me? Do you notice me? Do I stand out? Oh, I got the job. Yes. No, in entrepreneurship, you could be in a little closet in the dark and make millions of dollars, and nobody knows you. Nobody's recognizing you. Nobody's patting you on the back. Nobody's saying, good job, Sarah. You came back from your lunch break on time, or, thanks for, no, you don't get that ego stroke like you do when you do a good job at your job.
Right.
You're in it for you and your own personal growth, your own personal reasons. So all that shit hit me like a brick wall. Like, what do you mean I can't just hop over into entrepreneurship and crush it? Like, what do you mean I'm negative? What do you mean like I can't afford your community? I want to work with you. What do you mean it's $4,000? That's it. That's nuts. What? I can't pay $4,000. So there's just you're forced to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
I can't go to Tony Robbins and be like, "Hi, I'm here. Can I join your $50,000 mastermind? Like, I'm
Hmm.
smart. I did this. I did." No, girl. Like you gotta have it. You gotta work your way up. You gotta be something. You gotta create. You know what I mean? To be noticed amongst entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs did it themselves. Like you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, and that was the first time I realized like, oh my gosh, like I'm not getting the job just because I came in here with the best beat down. Or
Right.
because I'm the cutest and smartest and most outspoken and I know all the answers. Like entrepreneurship is no glory from nobody. You got to put in the work. You got to put in
Yeah.
the sweat, the blood, the money. That was the first. I'm like, wait, I got to pay to be over here? Hold up. Before y'all were literally hunting me down, calling me back, offering me this. How much I get paid? Oh, throwing money at me, it felt like. And then I want to become an entrepreneur and I got to pay you to help me possibly evolve to become something like you. And that reality was a big one. But once I realized that that was a cheat code, I was like, oh, hell yeah. How much I got to pay? Who
Hmm.
I got to pay? Where do I got to go to show up? And how, you know what I mean? And that's when I really realized like, entrepreneurship is a choice and you got to choose that choice every single day. It doesn't always feel good, but you're doing it for you and for your own success, your own version of what that looks like for you. Nobody's going to give it to you the way that you could just go into a job and sit, ride the clock and get a paycheck at the end of it. You got to really show up. And even when no one's looking, that's really when you got to show up. When you're in the dark, when everybody's asleep, when there is no praise, there is no glory, there is no certificate, no student of the month, no team member of the month. There's nobody
That was,
but yo motherfucking ass
yeah.
giving yourself a pat on the back like good girl, you read through those modules. Good girl, you built the website today. Good girl, you did your logo today. Check, check, check. That shit feels good. And you start getting addicted to the progress because you're like, damn, okay, I'm crushing it. I'm going through these modules. I'm seeing it not just on paper. I'm seeing it come to life. I'm seeing what I'm building coming to fucking life. There's nothing better than that feeling. And that's where my confidence comes from. It
Yeah.
comes from really having to humble myself and realize like I can't just walk into the room and own it over here. Like these are people who
Hmm.
are self-made.
Hmm.
Self-made. That's a different type of energy. When you've made it on your own and you're it's not that I don't need anybody or I don't want anybody, but it's just like you know your value, you know what you're capable of. So now it's like, you know what I'm saying? It
Standards
just
are, yeah.
happens naturally when you've risen the bar for your own standard. It's like now all I see is up here. Literally. So when people act like I'm just so, oh, to be with you, no, you just got to love yourself enough to be at my level so I can see you. I don't have expectations. I don't need anything from you. I don't need you to be here or make this or make that because I want you to give me that. I already give myself that. And so because of that, I'm trained to see here and up because I'm trying to go up. I'm not trying to go
Yeah.
down. I don't want to see anything less than what I've already accomplished. So, yeah, in order for me to see you and really look at you like we're like on the same level through life, I have to know that you love yourself enough to raise that bar for yourself and then actually meet that bar. And that's what catches my attention when I know that you've put in the work, man or woman. I respect everybody, but that's the people I'm trying to rub shoulders with. The
Yeah.
people that I see setting that bar and raising that bar for their own lives and doing everything in their power to accomplish that. Those are people that get my like utmost respect. And those are the people that I want to be in the same rooms with. Those are the people I want to build communities and only talk to those people. And people just have to understand that that's the cheat code. Because if you're not blessed enough to have a family that does, weekly meetings where they pour into you and like the shit I see on movies that I used to be so jealous about. I'm like,
Me
fuck that
too.
shit. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna just go out here. Those communities exist. I know because I've created them for me and my students because I didn't have that. So you just got to be willing to invest in it and be a part of it and grow together. And that's it. You're paying for a bunch of people around you who have the mindset that you may not have yet, but you know you need to adapt to become the person that you're destined to become. If
Right.
those things don't come naturally for you and your family, you have to separate yourself and put yourself in those environments, even if it costs $50 a month. Think about the price of not having that and sitting at the table with a bunch of family members who never talk about stocks, who never talk about investing in themselves, it's free, right? That Sunday dinner was free, but bitch, it cost you fucking everything because those 2 hours that you spent at a table full of people that were gossiping or talking negatively about their lives and how the small-minded conversation, that shit just cost you every fucking thing when you
Yeah.
could have taken a little bit of time to go sit at a different table. Because again, life is about choices. You can choose to sit here, but you can also choose to get a little bit uncomfortable, right? I went from being big dog on the in the employment streets, being able to, and then all of a sudden life humbled me. Like in the entrepreneurship world, baby, we don't even know your name. We don't see you. You don't have a brand. We can't Google you. Who are you? What do you mean? I've gotten every job I've ever applied to since I was 15 years old. I've worked in fucking corporate America. Like, bitch, nobody know you. You haven't, no. So it's like it is uncomfortable to go from being that pillar in your group of comfort. Oh, Chelsea's always has a job. Chelsea's always graduated fast. You feel, oh yeah, talk more. Give me more praise, more. And then all of a sudden you say, you know what? I want to get to that next level. So I'm going to kindly dismiss myself from this free, beautiful, comfortable table. And I'm going to go sit at that table. It's not more glamorous or anything. If anything, it looks a little rougher over there because it's uncomfortable. It's new. I don't know anybody over there. And there's a fucking price tag. So what the hell? But you understand that growth is uncomfortable. So I'm going to remove myself from this environment and I'm going to go insert like a plant. I'm going to plant myself somewhere else because I feel like that's what's going to get me out of that comfort zone and allow me to really thrive and reach new levels. And people get so deterred by that price tag. And I was one of them. The minute I used to like set myself up for it, like I would be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I would put myself in all these different rooms, meetups, free meetups usually because I really couldn't afford shit. But I was, at least that was a step above not doing anything. So I'm
Yeah.
taking advantage of all the free things that I could find in my city, all the meetups and this and that. You go and then you start networking and talking, whipping out laptops, and then you're like, oh, that website is nice. Oh, how did you? So you made some money with that? Okay, what did you use? Oh, wait, I need ClickFunnels? Wait, that's like $99 a month. What do you mean? Like, no, no, no. I haven't made any money yet. Like, no, no, no. What do you mean $99 a month? No. No, no, no. What's the other version? Like what no, you need ClickFunnels. It's gonna do this, it's gonna simplify your life, it's gonna da, da, da. Yeah, but no, like that's $100 a month. I don't need that. I need the other version. Okay. So keep doing that. Keep having that mindset of free, whatever's easiest, whatever's cheapest, whatever. That shit doesn't make it better. And I had to really, it took months and months and months for me to really break out of that. There'll be people at the free meetup like, hey, you could keep coming to these meetups, but I actually host my own private community where we can actually go deeper and I can show you how I set up my funnel and I can show you how to, and it's like $200. You can be, oh yeah, I bet it is. Okay, I'll see you next Sunday at the free session. Cool, take your $200 ass on. I swear to God, that was me for like months. And me and my, like, the minute the price tag, I remember we'd look at each other like, another one, like this goofy really think he gonna get us. Ha ha ha. Girl, it's so
Mindset.
embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Like,
Hmm.
I really convinced myself every time somebody even hinted at a price was coming, a pitch was coming. Oh, let me guess. At the end of the webinar, they're gonna pitch us something. Yeah,
Yeah.
you fucking idiot. And if
Hmm.
it matches where you're trying to go, jump on it.
Facts.
Jump
Love
on
that.
it. But I really had a it was a mindset shift because you go
Yeah.
from thinking everybody's just trying to eat off of you or get over on you or use you or steal your secrets and negative, when really it's like their value, their shortcuts, their gems, their resources that they're willing to share with you for a
Their
hundred bucks,
lessons.
200 bucks, $1,000 bucks, whatever it is. Those are things that are going to save you so much time, effort, energy in the long run. And
Absolutely.
the minute I bit the bullet on that, like I said, 4,000, I went from never investing in myself ever to finally finding someone that like really spoke to me and helped me like make these light bulbs go off. And then when he hit me with that $4,000 price tag, that light bulb went the fuck off again. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, see, you might be one of them. And so for 6 months, I sat there in the shadows and I was like, yeah, bro, 4,000, that's out of my league completely. I haven't even made a dollar in entrepreneurship. How can you ask me for four? And I said no. And I spent 6 months convincing myself that the free shit was better. Going to the free meetups, going to the free YouTube, going to the free this, and that, wasting my own fucking time. Then I was literally on my last like $1,200. I didn't even have enough to pay my portion of rent back then. Like it was fucked up. And I'm like, bruh, if I would have just saved all the money that I experimented with and put it into the mentor that offered his help to me for $4,000, I probably would have been further. Right. So I got to that breaking point where I didn't even have rent. And I was just like, the mentor called me and he's just like, hey, just checking in. It's been 6 months. How much money have you lost? That's what he said to me. I was like, this son of a bitch. I was like, how'd you know? He's like, I've been where you're at. I heard what you said on the phone. That wasn't foreign to you. That to you, to Chelsea, that was foreign. That felt so that to someone who's been there, done that. I have thousands of students like you. Everything you were saying to me, I've been there. All my students have been there. I knew what you needed when the first time we talked 6 months ago. I'm like, well, why didn't you just give it? I tried to give it to you. I told you what you needed. I told you I was here to give you every single thing you needed. But you sat there and acted like you were one in a million dealing with this all on your own. And you're the first person in the world to ever try to build a Shopify store. You girl, you didn't make this up. You found this opportunity on YouTube, which means that there's millions of successful people and unsuccessful people that are doing it. What side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the unsuccessful side, the people that are watching the YouTube, or do you want to be the first fucking person who figured it out and is
Recording
now on
everything.
YouTube teaching other people? Which
Mhm.
one do you want to be? The consumer or the producer?
Yes.
Bitch, sign me up. Okay, fuck. If you put it like that, I didn't understand that I was choosing to be the person on my couch
Choosing
watching,
pain. Choosing pain. Choosing
choosing.
the pain.
It's like I see the answer, I see the life, I see the lifestyle, I see the money, I see you're living an example of what I desire. But I'm going to try to go for the watered down version of how you got there. And I'm going to try to outdo your process and your journey. And half the time for free on my own. What the fuck? That is like literally ass backwards.
Yeah,
And you
it
don't know until you know. And then when you know, you want to kick yourself in the fucking ass for the rest of your life. Because granted, it was only 6 months. So I give myself that grace. But even that, when I see how much money I make now in 6 months, I'm like,
is.
so I kick myself in that's my biggest regret. And it's not a huge regret. Like it didn't, but
You're,
it
you're
did
still
because
doing
that's
well. You're
six.
still doing well.
Yeah, but that's 6 months, like that was 6 months of a lot of hard lessons that made me very grateful for everything. So
Yeah.
cool. It has its benefits,
Lessons.
but like, damn, just to think that you could have eliminated the struggle, the rat race, the stress, the sleepless nights, the agony of being broke and check to check. I could have spared myself that. And as a woman, I believe in like preserving your youth, your fucking glowing skin, your happy white. You know what I mean? So it's just like, damn, I put all that stress and strain, those nights of being up, wake, like so stressed out. Like, how am I going to do that? Depressed, like all of that. If I would have just bitten the bullet 6 months sooner, I could have experienced the glory, the beautifulness of what it feels like to make money without even having to leave the house.
Yes.
Those 6 months of doing things for free, girl, the way I was stretching myself thin was so sad. Like, I'm not mad at it because it built me to be such a like whatever person, but damn, I was really out here like really grit like survival mode. Like I had to figure it out. And then when you're trying to figure it out for free, that's when it's really hard because it's like, oh my god, you're getting hit with so much information, and then it's just like a hamster wheel of this. It's almost
Paralysis.
like you're
Information
recreating the same.
paralysis.
Yeah, you're recreating the same rat race that you're trying to escape from the 9 to 5. You're bringing that rat race mentality into entrepreneurship, and then you're wondering why it feels like a scam and why you feel like you're never actually getting anywhere. It's because you have to let that version of you die,
Come on now.
and you
Come
have
on.
to adapt to what it takes to become a successful entrepreneur. Every successful entrepreneur has invested in themselves, has done the work, has learned from someone else, has paid to be in the room, whether it was a seminar, whether it was a webinar, whether it was an ebook. You have to start making those investments, or else people at the top look at you like, so, like, people at the top want to know how many fucking companies you've created and fucked up and scaled and not scaled. If you come in, how are you gonna sit with Mark Cuban and be like, "Hey, Mark, yeah." So, yeah, no, I haven't started a business yet because I was scared. Or actually, I'm starting it. I'm actually on my 50,000th YouTube video, and I've learned so much. Bruh, sit me at your table. Can I sit with you?
Yes.
Bitch, nah, I'd rather hear that you've started 40 companies, scaled them to six figures, and then something went wrong. You're still trying to figure out what, but it crashed, it burned, you had to let your whole team go. You came back, you tried it again, that one fucked up too. I want to sit with you because you are a resilient motherfucker, boy, and you do not give up and you believe in yourself. Even with all that fucked up ass shit that happened, you still showed up. Come here, sit on my lap. I got a seat for you right here.
Yeah.
That's who I respect. Nobody who's made it is trying to sit here and pour gems for free into someone who's never taken a leap of faith.
Right.
No, my
Right.
gem, that $1 million fucking gem, is gonna go on one ear and out the other because you're not even at the capacity that you need to be to really
To even
receive it and
receive
do
it.
something with
Mm-hmm.
it. I want to give that gem to the person who has tried
Ready.
so many fucking
Hungry.
times that I know all I gotta do is plug that one thing. Oh, that's what you needed, girl. You should have just said something. Oh, here, I got somebody for that. Here, take this number. Here.
Right. That are
And
hungry
that's
for it.
it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better giving that nugget to someone who's in my community who's paying $50 to be here. Sure, sis, you got whatever for me. You need what you need. I'm here to help you because you're here. That
Yes.
means something. You're not here for a handout. You're not here for some free info. Like, you're here and you deserve to be here. So I'm gonna give you everything and I'm gonna over deliver because I know where you at and I want to
Mm-hmm.
make this process as easy as possible for you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those are just the mindset shifts that I think come when they come. And the sooner
Mm-hmm.
they come, the better. Some
Facts.
people really fight it for a long time just because it is like a culture shock going from I mean, 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship. It's a completely, you have to let that person, the worker is not it's a different mindset. You got to
Yes.
show up over here without expecting any of the pats on the back, without even expecting the paycheck at the end of the week.
Yeah.
That's how much you got to believe in yourself. You show up without even a fucking paycheck to reward you. There's times where your kids are going to be eating and you're not even going to have the ability, not because there's not food there, but because you got work to do. You don't even want to take time to fix yourself dinner. As long as everybody around you is good. Okay, guys, I'm going to be in the office studying. Bye. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be willing to really work for yourself and grind for yourself. And it's uglier, way uglier before it's pretty. When you have a job, that
Mm-hmm.
shit is pretty in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Day one, you sit there, you don't get paid day one, but you're on the clock and you know that being there counts for something and it's going to show up at the end on that Friday. You're going to see why you were there on that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Entrepreneurship is not like that. You might grind for 2 weeks without a dollar. You might grind for 2 months without a dollar. And you got to have that unwavering belief in yourself to know that it's going to amount to something and it's going to last me a fucking lifetime if I do it right. And it's worth it. And even if it crashes and burns the first time, everything that I learned that got me there, I can now take with me to the next
You're
one and the
worth it.
next one and the next. And it's going to come quicker, easier, faster the next time. So I don't know. Entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing. It's obviously not meant for everybody because some people really just don't have the mindset and the mentality, and some don't even desire to adapt it. And I've learned that I have to respect that. Even though I don't really relate to it, I do understand the mindset of someone who is just not wanting that because it is a responsibility and it is a heavy, heavy responsibility. And I get that. you know? So I think for me, entrepreneurship is like, you know, becoming a CEO is a huge burden. I think that there are opportunities that exist right now that allow you to liberate yourself without being this big boss, this big corporation, having 50 employees and manage it. Because that's when shit gets real. And I've learned that. Like, I don't think at this point in my life I care to have a huge company, a huge, you know, I don't. I just want the only people I really need looking to me like that are my children. I don't really desire to
Yeah.
manage so much, but I think that
Yeah.
that's the beauty of the internet and the opportunities that are available to us on the internet.
Yeah.
They aren't like the typical type of like business like brick and mortar. There's a lot more responsibility from day one with brick and
Facts.
mortar. Like now you have a whole rent, like you kind of
Mhm.
need a person to come do this. Like now all of a sudden you just got a team just because of the business model you chose requires other people. And so now right out the gate, now you're supervising people. Now you need a cleaner to come at night and do this and do that. Like you all of a sudden took on all this burden. And I think that that's what from day one attracted me to entrepreneurship with the internet. Like I never wanted to be the boss of anybody or run this huge corporation. Nah, I just wanted to create money for me and mine. I just wanted to
Yeah.
find a way to provide without having to go leave my house to do it. And the internet makes it so possible to even be a one person team. I made my first $500,000 with one VA who, you know what I mean, lived in another country. I never even met him in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I love that about the internet. I love that about the internet that you could still be a boss and, you know, run a very successful company, but you don't even need to have like this big
Overhead.
situation
Lots of
overhead
overhead.
the way that a lot of other businesses have. You
Yeah.
know, there's the stock market. You can, that's not being a boss or a CEO necessarily, but it's just having a skill set, and everybody could do that. Like, and that's what I really respect is the people that are just like they want to do more with their time. I think I just really appreciate and respect that about people because it's so easy to just limit yourself to, you know what, I'm gonna go work at Walmart or I'm gonna go work at this job or whatever. And then you're just so singular, so one dimensional. You go to work, you put it in, you give it your all or not, and then you clock out, and then your life is just, it's done. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying it from a judgmental place, but it's just like, damn, you know, there's so many more things to you that you can explore and that you can make something of. You know what I'm saying? In your free, even if it's just a skill that you're learning to only keep to yourself, you don't even have to like make it a, like I said, trading, like a skill. It's a skill that allows you to live your absolute best life because life requires money. You don't have to have luxury necessarily, but if you can give yourself the best for whatever version of the best that means to you, if you can give yourself that, why would you settle for anything less? So if your job is giving you that, if you have an amazing job that makes you feel good to go to and pouring into you and you feel so fulfilled that when you clock out, you're like, I feel good about just going home, and because that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you work a job that doesn't pour into you and make you feel like that, I just need people to know that you can create something for yourself that you manage as a one person team and you find extremely rewarding and fulfilling. You know, you don't
Mhm.
have to position your business to serve and be a brand that like talks to people and does all this outward stuff. Just do make sure you're using up your time wisely and the
Right.
choices you're making, like I said, even when no one's looking, are really to exhaust your full potential because God put you here in his image to be great. And we're more
Right.
than just one faceted. We're more multidimensional than I think we give ourselves credit for. And
Yeah.
we deserve to be able to like dip into each one of our gifts
Mhm.
and create something magical with that gift. But if
Yes.
you never explore it, and you convince yourself that like no, I was put on this earth to work at Walmart and to be a fucking supervisor at Walmart and that's it, then okay, fine. I can't, you know, I'm not
Your
going to try to
choice.
convince you, but
Yeah.
I know that you have more gifts than just pressing a few numbers. I know you have more gifts to share than, you know, it's like we're very
Yeah.
powerful multidimensional beings, and I just feel like, you know, when you have the courage to really see what's to those things, you uncover how fucking powerful you are. And then you're just like, damn, I did that. Like, I want people to know that they can do that. And then that's what gives you like the confidence to go spread the word. Like, you can, you can be more, do more. And that's very just invigorating for me. And like, I love that.
Yes, yes, yes to it all. You said so much
Mhm.
in that period, and one thing that really caught my attention that I don't think a lot of people heard was they may not have had the $4,000 like you figured out how to collect, but you said also that you can serve your way into the communities, you can serve your way into the mentorship, you can serve your way into getting the information and the knowledge that you need. People really got to sometimes humble themselves and say, you know what, I have gifts that I can share with you if I could get something in exchange for it. And there is plenty of people that are out there will be like, absolutely. What are your gifts and talents? You know what? That gift I could use in my business. Let me go
Girl,
ahead. Let's go ahead and exchange. It's almost like a form of bartering. That's, oh my
literally.
God. I've done so much with bartering. It's incredible. It's one of my favorite things to do. I share
Hmm.
my gifts. I'm part Native American, so I feel like it's really in my blood to share your gifts and talents with somebody else, and they share theirs, and we build the community together.
Together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why, and that's one of the first things that you said whenever you started this call was like, you're so willing to serve. It's
You
like
are.
literally in my
Hmm.
blood. And that's really one of the things that I
Oh, I
truly
love that.
started to put out there in the world was I choose to serve the world as best as possible and earn a great living while doing it. And so some
That's
people,
so you. Oh, I love you. That's so you. And that's why you're
some
just such a beautiful person. You really are. You really live that. And it shows and it's true. And that's why you're just blessed and God's always going to show you favor because you literally have a serving spirit. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
appreciate it. It's very genuine as well because I don't choose to serve everybody, right? And
Yeah.
so when I feel like I can resonate with somebody, when I feel as though I can help them as well because I know that they will help me as well, then that's when I put myself out there. Like I
Yeah.
give up my entire ego and I just say, "Hey, look, I can do this for you if you need it. Just let me know. I'm here to serve." and
Oh, I
and
love
and
that.
just being in like your amazing community and being able to serve all of the
Mhm.
beautiful women that come in there, you are truly answered prayers for me because that's what I put out there for me to be able to do. So
And
don't.
you do it so well, it's like you're just sharing all your gifts with us and not even needing or asking for anything in return. It's just like such a gift and it comes from such a pure, genuine place. So I love that about you. And I encourage everybody who's here, join the community. If you're looking for a sisterhood, a safe place to like what we're talking about, we have conversations like this regularly. Stacy actually hosts our Soulful Saturday session and we believe in entrepreneurship and success for women is much more than a dollar amount. It really, not to say it doesn't have anything to do with money, but that part is obviously the
Comes
end
with
goal,
it.
but
Yeah.
becoming that person, evolving into that woman who can even show up to receive those blessings and create those blessings for herself. That's an inward journey. And not that I can't speak to it, but I really wanted somebody who lives it, practices it, studies it, and really embodies it in every facet of her life to be the person responsible for bringing and guiding my members in that way. And so, yes, every Saturday is just such an eye-opening and heart-opening conversation that I think is so needed in this space because so many of us just focus on, including myself, money, money, money. Oh, what strategy are we talking about today? What tip can I give you out today to help you guys make more money? Da, da, da. But the money doesn't feel good when you're broken inside.
Facts on top of
The
facts.
money can't mend a broken heart. It can't mend a broken spirit. It can't mend a broken mentality, mindset. It can't. So having you really pour into us in a heart filled way and a spiritual and soulful connection type of way is
Hmm.
literally everything that I think we were missing.
Hmm.
And I'm so happy to have that filled by you because we need it. I need it. You can't just focusing on just the money and just the financial success is such a disservice because you're never going to reach that pillar of what it really looks like to be at peace
True
within
abundance.
yourself.
True abundance is an abundance of peace, love, joy,
Yeah.
happiness, health, and wealth. But
Yep.
that peace, love, joy, happiness, health, like
Yes.
those things are gigantic components of living out your best life. It's
Mhm.
not just the money as this world will try to make it seem, you know. And so I'm a
Mhm.
firm believer in striving for that unconditional love of self so that you can have that peace, joy,
Yes.
happiness, and health to enjoy the wealth that you accumulate as you are internally in love with yourself.
Yep.
Period, point blank. One
100%.
one thing that you were also speaking about that I wanted to touch on just a little bit, and I'm going to read these comments because I want you guys to know that I see you, I appreciate you, I love all of these things that you've been pouring into us. I'm going to read them, I promise. But one thing that you were speaking about that I just want you to touch on just a little bit. Well, no, I'm just going to touch on it, and then I'm going to read the comments, and then we're going to close it out. The pain, shedding the old you is gigantic. You literally have to kill the old you to elevate into the next best version of you. And so,
Mhm.
like, this is the year of the snake. Snakes shed their skin. They go
Mhm.
through that pain to be able to evolve into the wonderful snake to live out the earth, right?
Yep.
I saw this video. He was a pastor and he was talking about there's going to be pain that you're going to have in your life. Just imagine, but so that you can get to that next level of growth, of that
Mhm.
next level of abundance, really. And he
Mhm.
was like, think about a pencil. You start out solid, you start out flat, but you have to go through the pencil sharpener and get sharpened. Can you
Damn,
imagine how
that's
much
good.
that hurts to get sharpened? But then you come out pointy,
Mm.
sharp,
Mhm.
whole. You
Mm.
are blessed to be able to help whoever is writing out that information that's
Wow.
in their head right there. You are a blessing now because you got
Mm.
sharpened. So
Damn.
guys, don't be afraid
I
to
love that.
jump in it and shed the old you, the person that the stuff that's no longer serving you, the
Yes.
things that are keeping you so stuck and so stagnant. You're going to have to release it and you might have to be alone for a little while. But as Chelsea was saying, joining communities that will uplift you, that will pour into you. If you got to serve your way into that community, do it.
Mhm.
If you got the
Mhm.
money, fucking pay it. But
I'm
that
telling
right
you.
there.
I want to say one quick thing. I mentioned it many times in the past, but like that serving your way in is crazy. Like most of my team members, to be honest with you, that's how they found me. And most of them were with me for years. Um, but people are always like, oh my God, Chelsea, you have such an amazing team. Like your customer support, like the dedication. They always like pride me on my team. And I'm always so thankful. And they're always like, so give us some tips. How do you hire? How do you find these people? And I'm like, honestly, I am so grateful because that was never my strong point, hiring, firing. Like that's, I don't know. I just focus on my business operations. But these people have all found me and they all have reached out to me at different times on social media whenever I do like a hiring call or whatever. And they have all come in and reached out in the same manner. Hey, Chelsea, this is what I'm good at. I can see, your email or your graphics could use some help, or, this, and that. I want to show you what I can do for your graphics. I want to show you how I can help you with your email marketing. I noticed this. I noticed that. Let me show you. Not, okay, you can hire me. And then what I can do is da 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 da. That's not what they did. They literally was like, I had a girl who she worked on like three different projects for me in like a 2 week period. She created a whole bunch of graphics for me for free. And she's just like, look, flyers, everything. And I was so grateful. I'm like, girl, you are crushing it. Like, these are beautiful. This is elevated. Like, this is next level. I'm so grateful that your gift just touched my brand like this. And before she never even asked me for $1. She was just like, let me show you what I could do. Let me show you how I can improve your brand and make it represent you better. And her being willing to serve, even though in her world, she was top tier. In her world, she's respected. In her world, they knew her craft. They know what every stitch line they know. For me, I don't know that lane. So I'm not even fully appreciating her value the way that like her community might, right? So her people might be like, girl, it's taking you 4 hours to do that flyer. Why would you use your Photoshop skills and you're so good and you pay for that software and you're giving it to this rich girl for free? Because that's how people think. Like, why would you give, you're working a job, you're working two jobs and you're taking your skill and you're going to give it to this entrepreneur, this CEO, you're going to just offer it for free. And she did. and her first between not only did she get a job, she got her man a job. And not only that, they both went from their little small town in Florida to relocating to this town and changing their whole lives. Had a six-figure year within their first 12 months of just being willing to serve, just being willing to come in and make me some free flyers. I was like, baby girl, I will offer you a position in a heartbeat. You're fucking amazing. Come on, move out here. Come on, I got you. Like, whatever you need, come on. That was just one, two examples. They ended up, they were a couple, and I brought them both in, and they started for the free. And that's just one example. I have most of my team members started exactly like that. We don't even want money from you right now. We just want to show you what we can do. If we don't do a good job, don't hire us, because they wanted to make sure that they operated at a certain expectation at the level we were looking for. They came in ready to serve with their skills. And to me, that was such a fucking like, wow, like y'all are fucking amazing. Like just the fact that you're willing to do that. And then it's like, of course, I want to give back. Okay, sure. Like I'll pay what, and it just turned into like the most beautiful relationship. And we stayed with each other for years. So you guys don't ever be afraid when you're confident and you know that you can bless someone's life, or you know that you are something that will fill a gap in someone's world. That's what become, that's the foundation of becoming a successful entrepreneur anyway. All we do is fill the gaps. All we do is solve problems for people. The reason I've gotten to this place is because I've solved a massive problem for my audience. I've taught them how to make money without having a job. That for women like me is a huge problem when you have kids, when you have a family, when you have a lifestyle in mind, but your professional skill sets only allow you to get but so far. You're like, what do you mean 80,000 is the most I can make over here because I didn't go to school longer and go into more debt, and because I didn't 80,000? What the fuck? I make that in a month now. So it's like just being willing to serve is a big thing. And you know, that's that's huge. Yeah, if you can't pay your way in, try to find people, fill the gaps, be a problem solver. When you solve, so for example, she came in, did my graphics, did this, did that, right? I saw her value through her serving and through her work. So naturally, now that you've, I maybe I didn't even know that that was a problem or a weakness for me, but now that you're willing to serve and show up and show me for free what you were able to improve, I'm like, oh shit, my flyers look like shit compared to your flyers. Fuck. Like she didn't even have to come in like I want this much. I came in like I see your value. That flyer just made me got me 200 members. I'm gonna pay you more than you even what you would have expected me to pay you, because I see how valuable you are. You came in with your guns, like you came in showing me your worth from day for free. I'm gonna give you like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's been a beautiful thing. I really respect people who have that mindset, because I understand you can't always afford the financials, but being willing to fill those gaps and to serve and to help and provide value to people will always allow you to make money. If you're broke right now, guarantee that if you just stay quiet for a second and get in your observer bag, right? And you put your producer cap on, not just your consumer worker hat, but put yourself in that boss position, that boss mindset. Go for a walk in your neighborhood. Look around you. Be solution based. Be a problem solver. You are going to find many ways to come back with a few $100s. I promise. Just go on a walk in your neighborhood. I don't care if it's picking up the weeds in your neighbor's front lawn. I don't care if it's scrubbing the mailbox in your neighbor's front yard. I don't care if it's cleaning the car off her car, if it's washing down her garage. Maybe you can offer to clear out that dusty ass garage and go sell some shit on OfferUp or on Facebook Marketplace, just to help the little old lady next door get some of that shit up out of there, because you've seen it there for 6 years. You know she ain't using it. Miss Mary, let me help you clean out this garage. She don't even realize it's a problem. Miss Mary, don't you be stumbling and walking with all this trash, and you like, you need some help. When she sees how much better she feels when she can walk into this or do that, she's gonna be like, can you do this for me every week? Do you mind coming by here and cleaning my mailbox once a month? I'll give you $50 for it. Well, damn, that was more than I would have. Okay. Because now she sees how valuable you are. She wants the you just solved a problem for her that she didn't even realize existed. So you got to just go through life, be solution based, and be an asset to people, be an asset to this world, and ask yourself, how can I make this place better? How can I, next time you go into a restaurant, instead of just sitting your ass down, you about to give them your money, you about to pay them, instead of just being there taking up space, and ask yourself, what can I provide to this establishment that will make this better for the business owner, for the business, for the people here? What can I provide? What value can I offer them? And you will be surprised. There's problems everywhere. All you have to do to become successful is be someone who can fill those gaps and provide solutions for those problems. But
Yeah.
if you go through life just focused on your problems and your bullshit and negative and soaking in your bullshit, you're not solution based, and you're going to stay down. You're going to stay low. You have to be solution based always. There's always a problem to be solved. And when you solve that problem, the person you solve the problem for will be willing to pay you in gold. They will pay you. I promise you, they will pay you more than what you probably even expected for it, because you just solved a pain point for someone. Everybody has a pain point. Everybody has a pain point, and it's your job, if you're trying to really become successful, to tap into people and figure out where they're hurting the most, where their biggest struggles are, and find the solution. Be the solution. Once you're the solution, you can charge whatever you want. There's no reason to be broke in 2025. Go outside, go for a walk, find the problems, and become the answer. That's it.
Yes. One thing that I just recently told my son, and I told him that I could die today and be happy because I taught you this lesson. And that is, no, there's no point of stressing over any kind of problem that's happening in your life. You literally have to let it go and
Let
let
God.
God. And when you are in a calm, cool, relaxed state, like you said, go take a walk outside, go meditate,
Yeah.
calm your mind, and God will provide you that
Give you the
answer
answers every
for
time.
that problem that you have. You will find the solution. So if
Yes.
there's any problem that you see that you could answer, you go right to God for that answer, and then you
Amen.
serve. If it's serving yourself first, excellent. Serving somebody else other is going to open up even more doors for you.
Yep.
Okay? So ain't nothing going to come out of
I
stressing
promise
over
you.
anything.
And like you said, it's one thing. First, you pour into yourself, serve yourself, get yourself where you need to be, sure. But I promise you, the minute that you're willing to take it up a notch and help others, serve others, whether it's helping them for a fee or serving for free, whatever it is, once you get through that battle of it being just about you, and because we all have to go through that. We have to save ourselves first, at least. You're on an airplane, it's
Yes.
crashing. They teach you to save yourself first. So
Yep.
I'm all about pouring into you and offering yourself and tapping into your own value, your own love, your own self worth first. Fill your fucking cup, okay? But as soon as you're willing to open that blind and say, anybody else need some help? Oh, boy, I promise you. I promise God is going to. I promise. When I was just in business for myself with e-commerce, having my own store, I made my first $250,000 within a few months. I was like, oh my God, my whole life started looking different. We moved from that gangster little studio apartment to the condo. Life started getting good. Got my first foreign car. Ooh, got new clothes, got myself in some designer, got some new bags. Like, first time I was living, I promise you, it was like, oh my God, new level, whole new level. Never experienced before. And then it was like, I could just bask in this. I could just, oh, this is good. My kid's good. My man's good. I'm good. Life is good. Bills paid up. This is comfortable shit. And
Mm-hmm.
then right when I started getting like basking in that and made half a million, I went from that 250 to half a million. I was like, this is, I don't ever have to talk to a motherfucker ever again. I can literally sit in my living room on my laptop. I literally don't have to deal with people ever again in my life. That for me was like, God was like, I felt chosen. I felt seen. Like, God, you fucking cracked the code and I don't even have to deal with people.
Yeah.
And then it was like, nah, you do. You got to get back now. Like, you got to show them that you could do this. And you promised me you were going to do that. You promised me, even though you promised me. And so I was like, damn, you're right. Like, I'm comfortable. I don't have to deal with nobody. I don't have to talk to nobody. I'm able to make thousands of dollars a day while I hang out with my man every day, my kids. Like, this is good. And then the minute I said, let me let some people in on what I got going on, let me let me put this out there to help my people. Let me show them what not to do and what to do. The minute I did that, my first year in coaching, which coaching is because now it's not just about me. First, it was just me running my little business by myself in my living room to being like, hey, y'all need some help with this? Y'all want to do this? Are y'all interested in this? What? $1.5 million a year, $1.2 million a year. Not like it went up. It went up. God was like, oh, you trying to put my people on too? Not only are you trying to live up to my standard, not only are you trying to, exhaust all options and live to your fullest potential, I'm gonna bless you for that for sure. But now you're about to open the door and say you want to help a million women. What? Say less, baby girl. Say less. God showed I wasn't ready. I didn't even think I could make I wasn't tripping. I had never even made 100,000. I had never even made 50,000. What do I need all this for? The minute I said God poured it on me. I was like, this is more than $37,000 our first month launching. The the first month, y'all, I've been doing this for 9 years now. That's crazy. Never in my wildest dreams. So just be in the spirit of giving back, of serving, and most importantly of living life to your fullest potential, because God didn't put you here to be no weak ass bitch. Okay, like, we're so powerful. We are so fucking powerful, and it's not this, what I'm saying, like, we can do fucking anything. So please, like, push yourself to the limit. I'm not saying go work 20 jobs, go run yourself ragged. That's not what I'm saying. But just make sure that you are really exhausting everything that you do, because we're multifaceted, we're multi-gifted, and you would do yourself such a disservice to think that playing small was the easiest way out or the best choice that you had for your life. Playing small is not that's not the answer. Push it to the fucking limit. I'd rather you try a million times and fail or come up shorter than where you expected than to not even try.
Yeah. Yep. You
Yeah.
gotta
So
fall 7 times, get up 8. That's
period.
it. And
Period.
I was teaching my son that too the other day. It's like, I was like, what is the lesson behind that, Cameron? You're gonna fall 7 times and get up 8. And he was like, keep on trying. But the get up
Mhm.
8 part is what you're not hearing. There wasn't a 9, 10, and 11. You got up 8 and then it went
Mm.
off.
And then it
Okay?
took off,
Then it
period.
took
Yep.
off. All
Yep.
right. So
Yep.
my last question
Love
for
that.
you, which I asked you on the last podcast, maybe it has changed your answer, but what is your safe space? As you were thinking about that, I'm going to read the comments because I want you guys to know that I see you and I love you and I appreciate you. I am Brianna Nicole says, wow, this is good. Matthew says, amen. We
Mhm.
got Treasure who says, God first, me second, everyone else last. Come on now.
I know
Let's say
that's
it for the
right.
people in the back. God
Literally.
willing, Infinity says, people really need this. Thank you so much, God
Aw.
willing, Infinitely. Beast on Girl 100. I'm sure Matthew's talking about you when it comes to that. Treasure says, so true. Everyone's successes are completely different. One, everybody's definition of success is different, but you are entitled to your definition of success, so you better go
Amen.
after it.
Right.
Matthew says, just know I see you and I'm proud of you for holding it all together. Boss type. Thank you, Matthew.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Matthew also said, I don't want to spill what you already know. You already got it. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Appreciate you. Do, 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 do. Lots of people joined. Thank you, everybody, for joining too. I really, truly appreciate you. Darlene at one point said, "Ugh, me." I'm not quite sure what she was referring to, but it's okay. But then Darlene says, "Ladies, make sure you investigate on your research supposed mentors that you find before you invest. These two right here, talking about Chelsea and Stacy, these two are 100% legit and trustworthy. I appreciate you, Darlene,
Aw,
so
so
very
sweet.
much. We love you with all our hearts because you are such an incredible, amazing woman. And we appreciate you for always investing into
Everything.
you.
Yeah.
Everything that you do, you invest into you. Matthew says, I love the way you think. Miss Heaven Goddess says, right, amen. Yes, somebody said that part. That part. Bold Tamisha says, when I got into real estate license, I realized I was a little fish in a big pond. Not anymore. I'm beginning to sit at the right tables now. Let's go,
I know
girl.
that's
Come on
right.
now. You know
Yes.
what
I
we're
love
talking
that.
about. Miss Heaven
Love that.
Goddess says, and if you can do it, If you can't, oh well, I'm not quite sure. And then she says, yes, stealing instead of standing together. All right, let's see what else we got. Lots of amazing comments. Sirens are going off, Miss Heaven
Oh,
Goddess
love
says. I'm
that.
so glad you got some breakthroughs. So glad.
Yes.
You have to work for it for real. Absolutely. Ain't nothing's gonna be handed to you. Miss Heaven Goddess says, are you still good? Both and you still look good, both of y'all. Period. We appreciate you. You're a beauty.
So sweet.
Me too. I asked God for a sign, and then Chelsea sent me an email. Come on
Oh,
now, Miss
I
Heaven
love
Goddess.
that.
Miss Heaven
That's
Goddess
so
also
cool.
said, so here I go again. I never forgot about, and I needed them tools as well. Exactly. I love it. All respect, Matthew said. Callie said, talent, consistency, absolutely. That makes waves. Literally, legacy, 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 legacy. Somebody asked, what was your first offer, Chelsea? And you did actually explain.
Yeah, of
It was
course.
Yep, it was a course, and that
Yeah.
because she was serving her community as she promised to God that she would do,
Yeah.
sure, her life completely took off and elevated. So thank you for asking that question. Miss Heaven Goddess said, I can't, God won't let me. I keep getting blocks, and God just giving me the signs. Well, you got to follow those signs because God ain't going to show you the wrong way, the wrong path. Is not anyone else? Let's see. I'm talking about bad. Okay.
Yay, Pennies to Gold. Shout out to Pennies to Gold, my P2G gang. That was my
Yeah.
first course, first time putting myself out there. Y'all, that transition was crazy. I went from running brands where nobody knew who I was or who was behind the brand. I literally did everything that scared the shit out of me just because, not just because, but I promised God I was going to do this. And I had to keep my word, but boy, it was against everything that I was comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Like when I jumped into entrepreneurship, I was in the shadows still. I was drop shipping. I was not the face of my brand. Nobody could see me and be like, haha, you failed at that store. Nobody knew I was behind it. So I was still covered. I was like behind the scenes, you know?
Hmm.
Me stepping into coaching, you're not behind the scenes no more. You ripping off that curtain like here I am. This is the person that you've trusted to help you. This is the person that I am. Even on my off day, on my on day, I couldn't hide behind the products I was selling. I couldn't hide behind my fancy website. Being a coach and committing to bringing other people into the fucking light with you requires transparency,
Facts.
authenticity. It requires you to actually be who you fucking say you are, even
Right.
behind closed doors when no one's around. That shit is real, you know? And so, really being willing to show up for you guys in that way took everything because I wasn't, in my mind, I wasn't ready to have this spotlight on me. I was always behind the scenes. Even as a makeup artist, I literally worked behind the scenes. I was never trying to be the face or get the praise publicly or outwardly. So me having a page with this many followers and this type of audience. I was just at the gym and bumped into one of my followers. Like it was crazy because I was literally on live in the parking lot. I don't know for those of y'all who were on my live. And then I was like, okay, I'm late to the gym. Like, let me hop up off here. I walked in the gym, went to the Stairmaster, the girl right next to me. What are the chances,
What?
Stacy? What are the chances I get on this treadmill
What?
or this Stairmaster and I literally like in the peripheral, this girl's like, Chelsea. And I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, I just started going to this
Awesome.
gym. I don't know anybody out here. And I'm like, hi. She's like, girl, I follow you. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. And she's like, wait, you were just on live. I was on your live. I'm like, what are the
What?
chances of that? Like, that's insane to me.
Alignment.
So, like, stuff like that, like, it's just an amazing
Yeah.
thing how this has grown and how this has
Hmm.
evolved. This was never my intention. This was truly just God's promise. And seeing that me being me and raw and authentic has attracted so many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people is crazy to
Yeah.
me. When you are willing
Influence.
to put yourself out there and be real and raw, you don't have to show up as anything but you. When you do that, I promise you, your people will come because they need
Hmm.
it. They need the story, they need the backstory, they need the pain, they need the ugly to really appreciate the glory. If they just see all the good, perfect shit, people don't even really, oh yeah, you're just another person that had it easy. Nah, I started with 4,000 followers and I started off hiding behind my brand. I started off scared, insecure, unsure, uncertain, not knowing how this was going to pan out, but I promised God that I was going to show up. I promised God I was going to show up for myself and I was going to ask questions. I was going to and humble myself and be a student again, not be the big dog that I was used to just walking in a room and owning it. No, I was going to find the humility in the experience and I was going to seek knowledge, ask for help. So as far as your question about being a safe space, I think instead of I've just learned to be my own safe space and give myself truly what I need when I need it. If I don't have the ability or the capacity to show up the way I expected or I thought, I've learned that being a safe space for myself allows myself to ask for help. It allows myself to say, you know, I don't have it at 100% today. I might need to hire somebody to help me do that. I'm a little weak in that area, and I'm confident enough to acknowledge that if I want to be great, I have to be able to point out the good, the bad, the ugly, the strengths, and the weaknesses, and be a problem solution based person. So, my own safe space is just being willing to like really listen to myself and block out the outside noise and truly just give Chelsea what she needs so that I could be great. If that's more time off, if that's falling back from this or that so I can do more of this and that, then that's just what it is. I used to really beat myself up for that, for 9 years I've worked 7 days a week
Wow.
because I fucking love what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not work when it feels
Yeah.
God led and when it feels like, but 9 years in with two kids, thousands of students, you don't realize like that can take a toll on how you show up for yourself. And it took, Steph being like, Chelsea, like, you have created this thing and you're so used to giving and pouring into that thing every single day. But when you really sit back and you look at what you're doing to yourself, you're tired, you're drained, you're stretched thin. And, we preach soft life. We preach, how to ease up your life and how to find, all these things. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I am teaching my students how to run businesses, but I don't want them to be tired CEOs, exhausted CEOs.
Mhm.
A lot of my students don't even desire to be at the level I'm at where they have thousands. Some of them just want to create a business and that's it. So I'm just like, she's like, you can still accomplish your goals and you can still pour into your communities and we can just structure it a little bit differently. You don't have to stretch yourself a 7 day
Right.
work week anymore. And I'm like, I don't, like, you're right. But it's like, I
Right.
felt guilty. I'm like, who's
Mhm.
going to show up for them then? Or like, what's going to happen if somebody emails me on Monday and I don't get back to them until Tuesday? And
Mhm.
she's like, they will be okay. Like,
Mhm.
it's just 24 hours. It's just 48 hours. Like, it's okay. And I'm like, okay, so what does that look like? And when we really laid out our responsibilities throughout the week and what we have to get done, it's like, damn, we can condense that into 2 days. That
Yeah.
felt crazy to
Mhm.
someone who's been 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
every day, all day from six. The minute my alarm goes off, I'm grabbing that phone, checking. Like, I'm just like a robot. And then I realized, like, damn, loving myself more and being a safe space for me is asking for help. It's leveraging systems, automations, it's making my life simpler by leveraging the resources made for me, not being resistant and convincing myself that I have to do and be and show up as every fucking part of me is pulled at. That shit is draining and exhausting. And it wasn't until this year, or maybe not this year, but whatever, a couple years ago that I realized like it can still get done. It doesn't have to be me doing every freaking thing all the time, So
Wow.
outsourcing has I've provided my own safe space by humbling myself and acknowledging that I don't have to be the person in control 24/7.
Oh yeah.
I'm not weak by asking for help. I'm not weak by hiring a housekeeper so that I don't have to help my millions of students every day and then be like, okay, I also cooked and cleaned and did the fucking laundry and I also Windex all the fucking like, am I worthy now? Am I good enough mom now? Am I a good enough mentor now? Am I good enough wife now because I did every fucking thing by myself? Yeah. No, you're a fucking raging lunatic. You're tired. You're exhausted. So a safe space for me is tuning into like, what does Chelsea's heart need to continue? What does Chelsea's mind need to take a fucking break so that I can continue? You know, I need vacations regularly because I pour. I do nothing but pour, 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 pour. And I need 1 to 2 vacations a month so I could just pour back into me. And I can't feel guilty or bad about that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't feel guilty or bad about, some of the rooms not getting cleaned every single day because I can't. So I've learned my safe space is turning inward and being like, Chelsea, what do you need? What do you need just to be you today? Do you need, to ask so and so to come in to help with this? Or do you need the kids to go to, their dads for the week? Like, what do you need? And that has been the biggest saving grace for myself because I was so busy serving everybody else. And what do you need to be happy? What do you need to stay? What do you need to never leave me? What do you need to, no, what do you need? What do I need?
Yeah.
So much of what's going on is all because of how I show up and what I make. If I'm depleted, I'm actually doing myself a disservice and everyone around me as well. So if I'm going to keep being this person and showing up as this person, I have to be my own safe space, and I have to, trust my source and be, clear, have a clear enough mind to be able to hear his voice. And if I'm just
Right.
consuming myself with everything at all times, that's not safe for me, and I'm not going to be able to even hear him. So I
100%.
work 2 days a week now, and I'm just like, that was a crazy adjustment for someone who's just felt like her worth has been so tied to what I can produce and what I can create and what I can, how much money I can make. My safe space is realizing like that's not my value as much anymore. I'm not who I am because of how much money I made, and I need to just accept that, and
Yeah.
so there's things I'm learning,
I love it.
evolving every day in different ways. I like I said, I used to feel like in order to be productive, I had to make $3,000 minimum a day. Now I feel productive by just not having my heart beating out my chest 24/7 and just being able to go and take a nap in the middle of the day. That alone was like such a wow,
Priceless.
you allowed yourself to go rest for 2 hours in the middle of the day. Once upon a time, I was like, bitch, get your ass up. Like, no, there's no sleeping. Not even at night. It's 24 hours. Like, there's emails. What do you mean you're asleep? I don't care if it's 4 in the morning. No. Like, did you make $1,000 yet? No, go live until you do. Some of y'all probably remember I used to go live 3 to 5 times a day. If I didn't hit my $3,000 to $6,000 mark, I wasn't going to sleep.
Wow.
Ex-fiance knocked out, kids knocked out, dinner made, house clean, and guess who's live? Chelsea. Why? Because I had 5 more sales to make before I could shut the lights. And I was dead ass about those goals. And that shit really took a toll after years and years of being like that. But in the beginning, you have to be ruthless. So don't
Yeah.
take any of what I'm saying. If this is your month one or year one in business, that is how you need to be. There is no balance. I just want to leave y'all with that. There is no work-life balance when you're just starting out. Okay. You got
Right.
to go all in, and your family, the people you choose, have to understand that about you. In order to be a part of your life at this phase of your life, they have to accept that the balance ain't gonna be balancing right now. And if it is, you have to accept that you're not going to reach those goals as quickly as you want because your focus is balance and comfort
Right.
versus I got to go all in. I got to make the shit shake right now by this. There is no balance those first couple years, and it
Mm-hmm.
might cost you everything. And you, like I said, who you started with, you not go end with. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why, because some people are down for the ride, they're down for the glory, they're down for the result. But that tumultuous, what is that? Tumultuous, that journey, that is a motherfucker. That's a roller coaster. And if
Right.
you're not willing to strap up and be there for me every step of the way and be solution based every step of the way, you can't be on this ride until I get to my destination. And once I'm there, I don't want you no more because you didn't help me get to where I'm at. You didn't ride that motherfucker out with me. So now I'm up here, and like I said, all I see and all I want to see is people who are up here too, because they've also lost everything to get there, or I shouldn't say lost, sacrificed everything to get there. That's who I want to talk to. They were willing to risk it the fuck all and get there alone to get there. And that's my type of people.
Hmm. And that's
So yeah.
exactly what you deserve. At the end of the day, whenever we are out here looking for a partnership, because it's literally a partnership, it's basically a business partnership whenever you get into any kind of relationship. If your
Hmm.
standards are up here, that person's standards needs to be up here too. And when you guys come together, that's when your mission it starts to explode, and your
Yes.
mission, you guys complement one another, and
Yes.
then you start taking that empire to a whole nother level together. But if you start here and down here, it's gonna take some in order to, and then more than likely, because you're going up here, they ain't
That's
gonna
what I'm
be able to
saying.
come right here. So there is
It's
nothing wrong with
hard.
having high
It's hard.
standards. All
Yeah.
right, nothing wrong. I
Nope.
wanted to also say Bossy Chrissy said that her dad taught her how to serve. That was really important. She also said during this live, her heart is smiling,
I love
listening to what we have to say. She also said, Bossy Chrissy said, so happy I found y'all. And I just wanted to congratulate Bossy Chrissy because she just launched her ebook, y'all. So I need y'all to go. And
Hey,
yeah, she launched her ebook.
congratulations.
She's
Y'all
doing
go
the damn
support her. Check
thing.
that out.
Yes, and she's Bossy Chrissy says, "I love how pure your heart is, ladies. God bless you
Mm.
continuously." Right back
Love
at
you
you, sis.
guys.
We are a
Love
reflection
you
of
guys.
you. Just to let you know, you're here because we are a reflection of you.
Yep.
You are a reflection of us.
Yep.
Lovely Soniam. I want to be that kind of person already. Pour too much into everyone else but me. Come on now, the love hierarchy. Let's all say it together. Love God first, you second, others third.
Period.
Period. That's exactly what Chelsea just closed this out with. She said that her safe space is her. Her knowing that her heart is pure, her knowing that her heart is full, her knowing that what she wants for herself is being taken care of first and foremost, and then she can pour into everybody else. But her
Yep.
source is God. Her information that she gets is from God. It goes into
Yes.
her, and then she's able to give to everybody else. So that is the reason
100%.
why. Somebody said, Lady Lovely Sonium says she needed this. Love God
Yeah.
first, you second, others third.
Oh, I love you
Chelsea,
guys.
incredible,
I
as
love you.
always. As
Thank you.
always, I
This is a
appreciate you
much
with
needed
every
combo.
single thing I
I
have.
appreciate you too, my love.
Please spark that blunt for me,
You know
okay?
I'm about to. I'm itching. You see me? I'm like, I'm ready.
I wish I was over to, but I gave it up.
This
I'm
might be the last
still,
one for a while. I
I'm
say that
getting a
every
little
week, and then I'm
afraid
like,
over here. But
I'm gonna blow your way.
I am smoking with you in spirit, honey. So I appreciate
I
you.
love you.
Do you
Love you
want
guys
to
so much.
let them know what you got going on right now? Because she's always trying to help up level
Oh my
everybody. So
gosh.
what is it that you got going on right now to help
Y'all,
up
this
level these amazing people?
Okay, I'm gonna say it quickly, okay? So, as much as I love coaching, I love y'all so much, and I will always be here in some form or facet to show you guys what I'm doing and what I'm working on. But my attention can only be stretched so thin if I'm actually gonna step back into my student bag because I am always a student. I always desire to learn new things and seek new knowledge. And I'm just always, like I said, God gives you those gifts, and it's on us to develop them and see what we can do with it, right? So, my goal for myself, y'all, I want to make $1 million a month. I've reached every other milestone for my life, and I'm just like, what else can I do? Like, oh my gosh. So now, like, the mission I'm on is like, how can I make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort? That's always been the motto, but I want like to experience true passive income. Like I want to experience a lot of different things, you guys. So I'm bringing you guys along with me on this next journey. It's no pressure, but it's for those of you who share my sentiments of wanting to work smarter. And I've just gotten to a place now where I've realized that like we've been so brainwashed into thinking that in order to make money, you got to work harder, you got to do more, you got to be more like do more, more, more. And it wasn't until I recently got into the stock market, and it's not because I understand it, but because I'm a believer in taking and seizing opportunities. And so a few opportunities came my way a couple years ago that got me to put some money into the stock market and into crypto. And I wasn't knowledgeable, but I was trusting of the industry and what was going on. Long story short, I'm kind of like a set it and forget it type of person because I wasn't knowledgeable, so I did what I was told to do. And then a couple years later, I sign in and I see that my initial investment has grown hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so new level activated, not
Right.
because I made more over here, but because I didn't even lift a finger over here.
Right.
So I'm like, hold up.
It's a new level.
Like, what
We
do
on
you
a new level.
mean? New level. I'm like, what do you mean? Why didn't nobody tell me this? While y'all saw me coaching and why y'all saw me running businesses and creating things from the ground up, you mean to tell me I could have put my money into this vehicle and it spit out this result. So y'all, like I said, I don't like to be ignorant. I don't like to be, out the loop with things that inspire me. I want to be able to dive in, but I've been so stretched thin because of coaching and giving all of my time and attention to my students, which is okay. But because of that, I hadn't been able to fully dive into educating myself properly about the stock market and about crypto. So I'm committing now, since I have a two day work week. I'm like, there's no excuse. I have to be productive. I have to maximize my time, my free time, and I'm gonna become a student of this game and I want to master it. So I'm working directly one-on-one with a coach who is an investor, made millions, helped millions, like ton awesome individual, and he's going to be coaching me one-on-one, and I just wanted to bring you guys with me on the journey. So come be a fly on the wall if you're interested in learning about investing in yourself through the stock market or through crypto. Come and learn with me, be a student with me. So you can DM me the word stocks if you want to join the private stock club. It's just $50 a month, and you're going to totally make that back, because the goal is to learn how to flip money in the stock market. So $50 is like, please, because you're going to get real gems, real game. And this game is not going to teach you how to go work. It's not going to teach you how to go and build an empire. It's going to teach you how to work smarter with the job you already have, with the business you're already running. It's going to teach you how to take a little bit of that money that you're already making, put it from this bank account into this account, and that is going to grow for you, hands free. Okay. I'm all about working smarter. I want you guys to come on. I've brought you on every journey of mine, but it's a little bit different. Usually I bring you in once I've already understood it and mastered it, made tons of money with it. I come in and I show you the ropes. This is different. I'm in my student bag and I want you guys to come and be a student with me. Yes, I've had success and results already, but the knowledge is missing. So we are going to be learning at the same level, the same wavelength. And if I can grow and evolve and scale this from just an idea and introduction into some real tangible results, I know you guys can too. So I want to challenge ourselves to flip some money in the stock market. I'm going to start off with $1,000. You can start off with $50, $100, 1,000, whatever you want. But this is a safe and conservative approach to making our money work for us. And I hope you guys join me. I would love for you guys to join me. For those of you who have not taken advantage of my mentorships and learning how to start a business with me, this is going to be the last opportunity to get in on that, because once I'm fully, y'all, once I'm making what I make in coaching without even lifting a finger or getting out my bed, I'm just not really, I, intentional,
Self love. It's self
So
love.
that's what it
Like
is.
at
That's
the end
what,
of the day, it's
at the end
like
of the day, I got kids, I got my stuff. Life, I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be working. I don't want to have two phones. Everywhere I go, it's like I'm always, strapped with devices, iPad. My whole house is like Apple headquarters. I'm like, bro, I want to shut this shit off and just go to sleep and wake up to thousands of dollars. Is that okay? And the answer is fucking
yes,
right.
it
And there's a
is.
lot of people out here who are fully taking advantage of the crypto market, the stock market. They're trading, they're making, and I'm just like, I need a piece of that. So this is the first time I'm bringing you guys in at the grassroots level. Normally, like I said, I wait till I've accomplished some real shit to come back and give it to you guys. But now I want to bring you guys with me at ground zero and just see how we can grow this thing together. So, wherever you're at in your journey, I'm here to serve you and help you. If you're willing to show up, I'm willing to pour in and share my resources. I did a lot of due diligence to find my coach, and I'm willing to bring you guys in so you don't have to possibly get scammed or possibly work with the wrong person or possibly da 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 da. Like Darlene was saying, this is proven, tried and true. And if I'm trusting it with my own time, effort, knowledge, money, then I trust that you guys can too. And I want to invite you guys in. So all you have to do is DM me the word stops to join. We're capping it at 100 people because I don't want it to get into this big thing. I just want to be able to learn, and I want you guys to be able to learn. And for those of you who want to start a business and want to learn about how to tell your story, how to, promote yourself, how to get your word out there into the market so that you can attract your tribe and your audience. I grew this following just by being transparent about my life, how I turn my pain into power, the topic of conversation. Me being willing to share that and spread that has changed my life. So if you're someone who knows you have a message, if you're someone who knows that you enjoy empowering other people to a result in some way, it could be a financial result, it could be a self-love result, it could be a how to get a six-pack result, how to make brownies result. If you are passionate about helping people accomplish a certain result, I can help you get rich with that passion. But if you're meek and shy and not passionate about anything, this really isn't the lane for you. This is for my fiery hearted people, not because your personality is loud and extra, but because you have a desire and a passion and you understand that God gave you gifts that you don't want to just keep to yourself. You want to spread and share those gifts. If that's you, definitely join my private jet mentorship, because it's going to teach you how to blow that up and how to really connect it with the people who need it the most. So send me a DM if you have any questions. But yes, I love you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in and being supportive, and just this conversation was very amazing for me as well. So I love you guys, and I love you, Coach Stacy.
Love you more, girl. Darlene says she signed up for the stocks. She is ready to go. I signed up for the stocks. I'm ready to go. I
It's
am
gonna be
so
awesome.
excited to be able to
Me
elevate and
too.
grow with you as always. That's what this
It's gonna
movement
be
is
good.
all about since day
Yes.
one of meeting you. I love you with everything that I
Love you
have,
too.
and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
beautiful.
showing up for me. I
Thank you.
love you.
Always. Always. I love you too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a great day, y'all. See you later.
And I am saving the live for the people that were asking. I will be saving
Yes, save it and
it.
send it to me too. I don't know how. I think you can a link at least
Collaborate.
or
I do
something.
the
Yeah.
collaboration and then it goes
Okay.
on your page.
Perfect. Let's do
All
that. And
right. Love you
if you
all.
do if you download it, then you can, well, I guess we could send the link to the community, or you download it and put it in the community too. I think it's a good conversation for everybody.
Absolutely. It will take too much storage to download it. So I'm
Okay.
just going to
The
send the
link.
link of the
Yeah.
replay.
Yeah.
Keep it
And
on
we
my
can send
page.
it via email too. We'll send it to email
Okay.
out too. Okay. Bye
Yes. Good
guys. See y'all
combo.
later.
Love you. Enjoy the
Bye.
blunt.
Bye.
Bye.